begins with silence. A tear in the sky between two broken worlds. The air changes, the earth trembles, and then the portal answers, is not a monster. It is a calamity. Warrior is saying, breathing heavy, amused tone. Ah. Warrior is saying, mocking, dangerous tone. Ah. Wasn't relief. Warrior is saying, whisper, thrilled tone. So, this is it. When fear disappears, only madness remains. Warrior is saying, shaken, breath-trembling tone. Woo, what? Are you? He had faced monsters before, but this wasn't a monster. Beyond logic, beyond fear. Unknown voice coming deep, echoing tone. You still don't understand, do you? When hunters ask that question, it's already too late. Salad is saying low, calculating tone. Not even this one was one of them. Salad is saying measured, observant tone. They were hiding, skillfully. Salad is saying lower, intense tone. The fragments of brilliant light. Salad is saying dark realization tone, scattered across the world, waiting. Hunter is saying calm, ancient echo tone. You thought you were hunting monsters, but you were walking among kings. Salad is saying soft, observant tone, and then something changed. Salad is saying lower, cautious tone, a present. That did not belong. Salad is saying dark, rising tension tone, no killing intent, no monstrous aura, just overwhelming silence. You noticed. Salad is saying low, ominous tone. In the depths of the shattered realm, even rulers answer to something greater. Yogmunt is saying echoing, ancient authority tone. What brings you here? Yogmunt is saying calm, deliberate tone. I came to inform you. Yogmunt is saying lower, controlled tone. The eastern lands are no longer silent. Salad is saying dark, rising tension tone. When kings begin to move, entire continents fall. Monster is saying low, measured tone. In the far eastern lands, where shadows gather beneath a silent throne, Salad is saying calm, restrained authority tone. If you mean that small territory in the east, where the monarch of shadows resides, Salad is saying sharper, pressing tone. Didn't you say you were going to deal with that area? Monster is saying dark, rising tension tone. When kings question kings, war is no longer a possibility. Salad is saying measured, strategic tone. It seems the sovereigns are moving. Yogmunt is saying cold, calculating tone. They will form an alliance. A little further south of that land, Salad is saying calm, decisive tone. I'll head there. Yogmunt is saying rising tension tone. When alliances are forged in silence, wars are decided before they begin. And when he moves, even sovereigns hesitate. So, the monarch of shadows, there won't be any problems as long as the architect completes his role. They believe everything is under control. He's alone. Why does it feel like we're the ones surrounded? They don't bring armies. They bring inevitability. Monarch is saying low, amused tone. One more thing. I bring good news. His eyes glow. One with light, one with ruin. Monarch is saying smirking tone. We have confirmation. The grand fragment of brilliant light is there. The final piece, the missing spark, the power that could tip the balance of war. And when light gathers, so does destruction. Monarch is saying soft chuckle, amused tone. Heh, interesting. A smile forms not of joy, but of calculation. Monarch is saying knowing, sharp tone. So this is why you're here. He already understands. The fragment, the alliance, the coming war. Monarch is saying cold confidence tone. You're not chasing light, you're chasing power. And when monarchs begin to move, the world does not survive unchanged. Monarch is saying calm, probing tone. What do you plan to do? Two sovereigns standing on fractured earth, neither blinking. Yogmunt is saying polite but dangerous tone. If you're willing to leave him to me, I gladly accept. It wasn't a request, it was a declaration. Monarch is saying cold curiosity tone. You sound confident. Yogmunt is saying soft chuckle tone. Confidence? No. Yogmunt is saying whisper, deadly certain tone. It's inevitability. Someone is already marked to die. Monarch is saying calm, calculating tone. Anyway, Monarch's eyes narrowing. It seems we've fallen into an ambush by coming here. He wasn't surprised. He was amused. Yogmunt is saying soft chuckle tone. You noticed. Monarch is saying cold smile forming tone. You assume I walked into this blindly. An ambush only works when the prey fears the trap. Monarch is saying low, dangerous tone. But tell me, who exactly is being ambushed? When kings clash, even fate hesitates. Monarch is saying cold, dismissive tone. It's impossible for someone like him to possess the power of a fragment. Each step cracked the earth, not from weight, but from pressure. Monarch is saying suspicious tone. I was wondering why he left tracks. Monarchs do not leave traces. They erase them. Monarch eyes narrowing. So why? Monarch is saying low, dangerous realization tone. Would he want to be found? A trap is most effective when the hunter believes he is chasing prey. Unknown voice is saying calm. Absolute tone. You're thinking too small. He intends to hinder us again. The air thickens, not with fear, but with inevitability. Monarch is saying cold irritation tone. He never learns. He learns too quickly. Every time they corner him, he grows. Every time they attempt to erase him, he adapts. Monarch is saying narrowed eyes tone. Then this time, we won't corner him. We'll erase the board. Worlds collapse. Monarch is saying calm, calculating tone. The small territory to the east. Do you mean Korea, a fragile land, small in size, but standing at the center of fate? That is where the shadow gathers strength. If left alone, he will awaken fully. And once the monarch of shadows rises, even sovereigns hesitate. Monarch is saying cold, unmoved tone, even if it is. Monarch is saying irritated, low growl tone. Monarch, we don't have time to play games with that man. The man they speak of is no longer merely human. If he truly possesses the fragment, then delaying him will only make him stronger. 3 monarchs, 1 shadow, and a war that cannot be postponed. Monarch is saying smirking, provoking tone. Try and stop us, if you can. The air freezes, not from cold, but from killing intent. Monarch is saying grinning tone. He's coming, no aura, no roar, no warning, just presence. Salad is saying calm, absolute tone. You talk too much. The attack is already too late. Monarch eyes widen. He didn't block it. He didn't dodge it. He erased it. Salad is saying calm, absolute tone. You misunderstand something. This isn't your battlefield. New_line. I'll let you escape. The ground fractures beneath the pressure of his step. He isn't chasing, he's hunting. Monarch is saying cold glare tone. You dare. The dagger never reached him. Instead, the sky shattered. Monarch is saying arm raised, calm amid destruction tone. You move fast, but ice is faster. Not bad. Black tendrils wrap around the ice shards, and then they start turning dark. The ice cracks again, but this time from inside. Ice can freeze the body, but it cannot freeze a Jin-Woo. Wind howls across his face. Ice particles drift like shattered glass. His glowing eye narrows. Monarch is saying cold, absolute tone. So, this is your power. A faint crack forms in the air itself. When the Ice Monarch becomes serious, winter does not arrive. It conquers. His eye flashes brighter, and the world turns white. Not snow, not fog, absolute zero. Jin-Woo particles begin freezing midair. Jin-Woo cloak stiffens. Snow explodes outward. Ice cracks before fully forming. The golden streak near his eye flares brighter. Jin-Woo is saying cold. Final tone. You're too slow. Not shouted. Not angry. Just fact. When speed surpasses time, even winter cannot react. The sky fractures. Ice shatters into vapor. A shock wave expands outward, carving a crater into the frozen earth. Boom! When two monarchs collide, the world doesn't tremble. It splits. Jin-Woo is saying calm. Final tone. You chose the wrong opponent. The world changed. Gates began appearing in the sky. Portals to another dimension. No warning. No explanation. Only monsters and hunters. Today, another one has opened. And this one feels different. Monster is saying deep, ferocious, controlled anger tone. Was it you? The bastard who's killing my people. This wasn't a dungeon monster. This was a ruler. And rulers do not forgive. Monster is saying cold, strategic tone. However, this is the end of the line for you. Monster is saying low, calculating tone. Not only have you reached this area alone, but you also know the strategy. He walked into it. Monster is saying raging, dominant tone. My hidden companions are waiting only for my signal. Come out. He was the door. Hero reaction. Hero is saying calm. Cold tone? Good. I was hoping you'd call everyone. Howl, howl. The forest answered. Not with words, but with hunger. One howl became many, and the rain couldn't hide their footsteps anymore. Hero is saying quiet, confident tone. So that's your army. Good. He didn't answer. He didn't need to, because predators don't explain themselves. Monarch saying calm, deadly tone. You survived. So, it was you. Interesting. Monarch is saying echoing through rain tone. All by yourself? Hero is saying calm, almost amused tone. That's a good one. Hero is saying confident tone. You really think I came alone? Hero is saying low, emotionless tone. Come out. Wind shifts. Shadows tremble. He wasn't asking. He was commanding. When he said come out, he wasn't calling for enemies. He was calling his army. And when the shadows answer, there are no survivors. Monster screams. Then, silence. You thought you were hunting, but you were being led. He never chased you. He waited for the real one, for the one hiding in the dark. Now, come out. So, you brought reinforcements. Seems there are quite a few of you. But numbers never mattered. Seems there are quite a few of you. Good. He wasn't outnumbered. They were. A no. Voice coming shaken tone. What's happening? The air changed. The rain felt heavier. Even the monsters felt it. A pulse of energy spreads outward. He wasn't alone. He didn't dodge. He didn't hesitate. He stepped forward and struck. Monarch is saying snarling tone. The battlefield shifted. For the first time, the monster felt pain. The Ice Monarch staggered for the first time. He felt resistance. Monarch is saying low growl tone. Impossible, but kings don't fall from one blow. they retaliate. Ice Monarch didn't counter, he dominated. Every summon, every soldier, crushed like insects. Monarch is saying cold tone. Pathetic. He crushed it effortlessly. But the real terror was the man who didn't even look back. Is that all? No anger, no panic, no hesitation, only certainty. He didn't turn around. He didn't warn them. He didn't even hesitate. One step, one motion, and it was over. You were loud, but he was faster. They finally met, not as hunter and prey, but as kings. One burns with rage, the other is perfectly calm. You think you can stand above me, but power without control is just noise. And tonight, only one shadow remains. When one monster wasn't enough, it revealed what it truly was. 3 minds, 3 hungers, 1 body. Monster distorted overlapping voices. You thought this was my limit. But power multiplied is still power without control. Good. Now, the real battle begins. When 2 forces refuse to kneel, the world itself trembles. One fights with rage, one fights with control, and only one will remain. They thought they were the hunters, but they never realized they were already dead. They attacked without realizing the battlefield had already changed. He descended. They thought it was a battle, but the moment his eyes opened, it became a verdict. He didn't charge. He didn't shout. He simply moved. They thought they had cornered him. They thought numbers mattered. They were wrong. He crashed down like a war god refusing to fall, and the battlefield trembled. Xana has used ability, Hymn of Giants, and the battlefield answered. SY stem voice mechanical, echoing tone. Xana has used ability, gravity magic, and the sky bent before he even moved. SYSTM voice mechanical echo tone. Xana has used ability, Hymn of Giants, and the earth remembered its oldest masters. The Titan fell, but it did not break. He didn't rush. He didn't shout. He simply stepped forward. He didn't scream. He didn't threaten. He simply demanded. Hero is saying calm, absolute authority tone. Answer my questions. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Hero is saying emotionless, cold tone. If you do, it will be less painful. It ended exactly how he said it would. The ones who refused learned. Hero is saying calm, analytical tone. In the end, I didn't obtain any information this time either, so it's confirmed. The system is clearly interfering. But it doesn't matter. With time, I'll come to know everything. 10% is enough. The key obtained from the Cursed Surprise Pack. A reward or a trap? During the Jeju Island raid, I reached level 100 and met the requirements. Level up, requirements met. Name, Sung Jin-Woo. A key to the Temple of Cartenon. Grade, unknown. Type, key. A key that allows access to the temple. Only usable by the holder. Time remaining, 117 days. 52 seconds. Has a deadline. The key of the Temple of Cartenon. I could never forget that place, even if I tried. That's where I died. And that's where I was reborn. The Temple of Cartenon. It wasn't a dungeon. It was a test. The double dungeon. That day, we thought it was just another E-rank gate. Nothing special, nothing dangerous. But behind those doors, there were statues, watching, judging. And when the rules were broken, they moved. That wasn't a dungeon. It was an execution chamber. And I was the sacrifice. The system is calling me again. I thought it was over. I thought I had broken free, but the notifications, they never stop. Right where it all began, the double dungeon, the place where I died and was reborn. This time, I'm not the weakest hunter. I'm the one who chooses. There was a time when I trembled inside the dungeon, when every step could have been my last. I survived, not because I was strong, but because I was desperate. But things have changed. I'm not running anymore. I'm not surviving. I'm hunting. The world didn't change. I did. If all of this was planned from the beginning, if every dungeon, every level, every near-death experience was leading me back, if he's waiting for me to return there, then this isn't coincidence. It's an invitation. And I don't run from invitations anymore. Then, wait for me. You called me back once and I survived. But this time, I'm not walking in as prey. I'm walking in as the hunter. So this is where it all began. The place that turned the weakest hunter into something else. No light, no mercy, no second chances. But I'm not the same anymore. This time, they should be. Afraid? So it's still here? The same door? The same silence? Last time, I walked in as the weakest hunter alive. But this time, I'm not trapped in here with them. The camera stops inches from the door. They're trapped in here with me. So it begins. The same door. The same silence. Last time, I walked in here afraid. I begged. I survived. But fear doesn't live in me anymore. This time, I'm the one knocking. So, you remember me. Last time, I crawled out of here. But this time, I walked back in. You weren't guarding this place. You were waiting. The statue's grin widens. I'm coming.